Good afternoon, friends. Today we are going to study on angiosperm morphology, that is, morphology of angiosperms of flowering plants. The flowering plants are an advanced group of plants. Flowers are reproductive structures. They have evolved to send and receive pollen from one flower to another. This is a process of pollination. Flowers are developed from a series of modified leaves. These leaves are arranged in a ring, that is whorls. Flower structure shows variety of flowers, that is polypetally, gamopetally and reduced petals. The flowers are having four whorls. The outermost whorl is called sepal and next to it is petals. The group of petals are also called as corolla. The third whorl and the fourth one are the reproductive whorls. The third one is stamens and a group of stamens is termed as androecium. These are the male reproductive organs in which pollen grains are present. The innermost whorl is called as gynoecium. It is a female reproductive organ, consists of ovary, style and stigma. This is a female reproductive organ. Pollination happens between stamen and stigma. Pollination. Pollen grains contain the male gametes of plants. They are picked by a pollinator and transferred to another flower. Plants tend to specialize in pollinators. This ensures the pollen is delivered to same species of a plant. Thymilicus flavus on marsh thistle, Chrysum palustris. The fly bee Apis mellifera on marsh thistle, Chrysum palustris. Some flowers are highly specialized to encourage only one type of insect, that is foxglove flowers, Digitalis purpurea. Most of the species of flowering plants are hermaphroditic. Pollens from a flower could land on the stigma of the same flower or another. Flower on the same plant is equal to self-pollination. Pollen transferred from another on one pollen transferred from the anther on one flower to the stigma of another flower on a different plant is known as cross-pollination. Pollination is fertilization. The male gamete, that is the male nucleus, has to get to egg cell. The egg cell lies in an ovule in an ovary at the center of the plant. The pollen grain germinates on the stigma. It grows a pollen tube down the style. The male nuclei travel down to the pollen tube to the ovule, and this happens into fertilization. Fertilization, here the ovary and ovary shows the ovules in which the pollen tube has reached to the ovule. This is the path of a pollen grain which has reached to the ovule in the ovary. This is a nucleus, embryo sac, and a polar nuclei. These are egg cells and a microphyll. This is structure of ovule. Pollen grains of Dicebellis. Germinating pollen grains of bluebell non-scripta. This is a structure of double fertilization. From flower to fruit. Marsh marigold, Caltha palstris. Fruit and seed dispersal. These are the few images of seed dispersal. Animal dispersal, Wood avinis, genus Urbanum.